Yeah, you're a character.
Nice. Is that a glass of wine? A midday glass of wine?
It is a glass of wine. That's how I roll. That's how I roll.
Bloody hell.
Unemployed. Let's kick off. Should we kick off?
Yeah, might as well.
Why not? Hello and welcome to The Fifth Cheese. My guest today, Sachin Kumarendran. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Comedian, some would say, all things debatable. So we begin, as always, with our first question, which is why?
As in, just sort of generally. Well, many have wondered, haven't they?
Many. Just two today.
Yeah, like why? Any of it really.
What have you got red? What have you got red? What have you got red? Dangly earphones.
Amazon reviews, I think probably were originally my guidance for these.
Very
Quite good. They're good. I have a backup pair. I have two sets because it's sort of like
the microphone's not great, is it?
Is it not?
No, it's great. Yeah, really good stuff.
So the seed's out my mind now. Jesus, but I've not noticed any. I've not noticed any issues with these.
No. Okay.
Thus far.
Yeah. So
I would recommend them, although other brands probably are available.
Yeah. What are they? What is that model?
Sony. Some description.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay. Leonardo da Vinci said that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Do you consider yourself sophisticated?
A bit.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah.
How? What is the 1% of you that is sophisticated?
I feel like whatever I say is going to come under sort of like a strange passive-aggressive grilling now. Live in quite a nice bit of town that's quite sophisticated.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like Cannon Hill Park's over there. Edgbaston Priory Club's just like a couple hundred yards that way.
Yeah, and if anyone was wondering how to dox Sachin, then he's describing his location.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, does this go out live, or does it get edited, or does anyone watch it at all? Is it just you that watches it?
Yeah, I don't even record it. It's I'm just lonely. It does get edited. Yeah. Anything you want to remove? Want me to? I can beep the things if you want.
Okay. Are you going to edit it to make me look like a scumbag?
Emily Dickinson wrote this. Here we go. A little bit of poetry. Okay. Although it doesn't rhyme. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words. Close enough. And never stops at all. Okay. So with that in mind, what music artist for you symbolises hope?
Oh. I don't know.
Deep questions.
Probably not the artist as a whole necessarily, but there's a rendition of Stairway to Heaven that Led Zepp did at Madison Square Gardens, which is on YouTube. And he starts it by saying, "This is a song of hope." And then it's like a 10 minutes rendition of it. So there's like 3 extra minutes in there, which isn't in the studio version.
Even more
I thoroughly recommend that. That's really, really good.
Okay.
So that's a somewhat relevant answer.
Where were you in your life when you needed that extra 3 minutes of Stairway to Heaven?
I think it was probably in my final year at uni when I discovered that. Well, not my final year. I was probably about 21.
Yeah. And it helped? Yeah? Did it turn your life around? Or
It's a very good song.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good answer. For me, it's Wagner. For me, it's Wagner. I think going from PE teacher to getting paid to wish people happy birthday is the dream for many of us.
So were you a PE teacher before this?
No,
Before you
but
were some sort of interstellar deity, as you are now?
I like to exercise my power as an interstellar deity. Here's one for you. You answer me this. Riddle me this. Well, answer me this. I'll riddle you. Well, it's a question. During World War II, the crew of the British submarine HMS Trident kept a fully grown reindeer called Pollyanna aboard their vessel for 6 weeks. Is that something you think you could do?
Keep a fully grown reindeer aboard my vessel for 6 weeks.
Now, let's say your room there, that room that you're in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think the reindeer could stay in this room for 6 weeks. No, not even close. Like, no, it's like quite a good room size-wise for the money. It's not. Yeah. I don't really know how big reindeer enclosures are, but it's probably not as big as the recommended size for a reindeer enclosure. I feel like temperature probably plays a part as well. Like, don't they live
They do live.
I would say famously near the North Pole, where it's probably colder than the sort of pleasant. I feel like it's about 18 degrees today. I'm in a t-shirt.
Do you not feel your personality would enable them to acclimatise? You know, your coldness. Yoda's first name is Minch. Did you know that?
I don't know. No, I didn't know that. Is that true?
It's written down here.
So it's not. I was going to say that's genuine Star Wars trivia. I'm intrigued, but I don't think that it is.
Okay, so humans spend 13% of their lives not focusing on anything in particular. Did you hear what I just said?
Humans spend 13% of their lives not focusing on anything in particular. I think it's more than that, though. Like, I'd be gobsmacked if I spent 87% of my time concentrating. That'd be like Limitless. The whole point is it uses like 100% of your brain. If we were only 13% away from that anyway, it wouldn't be that revolutionary of a plot device. He'd just be like proper on it rather than like a superhuman.
Mm.
So I forget the point of that.
You know, I can't remember that film. I have seen it. I know he takes the pill and he can use all his brain.
It's not really
actually accurate.
Yeah, realistic thing.
That's that famous like pseudo fact, isn't it? You know what I mean? We just use different parts of. We do use all our brain, but at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favourite drug? There are more than
Caffeine
100
or paracetamol.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good.
Yeah.
Did you say was caffeine first?
Caffeine. Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. Caffeine. That's a good one. I've got an espresso with Aerochino.
I've got Tassimo, but I need to descale it, actually. That's on my list of things to do today. I need to descale it because my coffee's getting lime scaly. The light's on.
Yeah, are you buying the official Tassimo descaler tablets, or you can go third
party? I don't know,
party?
you know. I've got some descaling tablets somewhere, but I can't remember what brand they are. If they're the official Tassimo. I feel like maybe they are.
Here's the cool thing about an espresso is that the machine itself is just for creating the coffee itself. So you're not sending like any like kind of milky substance through it. So there's no clogging the arteries of the coffee machine. And then with the Aerochino, that's your standalone milk frother. So you pour in milk, you press a button, and it's just done. It's pretty amazing. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's pretty good, to be fair. How much it cost?
Yeah. You can get a combo deal. You could even just get the base. We just got one of the base models. It came with the free Aerochino. You get a few pods. And then, you get them from Nespresso. You can do a subscription thing, or you can just buy them every now and again. Supermarkets have got different ones, Starbucks, Costa. Yeah, man.
I don't actually know when I've got to descale mine. I genuinely slipped my mind before until this. So
Yeah, I think it's a feeling, isn't it?
yeah, I have ignored that descaling light on my coffee machine for a long time before and had increasingly worse tasting coffees because I was like, fuck, wow, it looks long, man.
Well, that's why paracetamol has crept up to coffee. Coffee was right there, but because of the descaling, the lack thereof, you just enable paracetamol to just level up, really.
Nah.
There are more than £100 million worth of 1p coins in circulation in the UK. Do you think we're a society of misers, hoarders? Do you hoard? Are you a hoarder?
I don't really know. I'm not especially a hoarder, but I probably have got quite a lot of old tat. So not like loads, but I don't know. I imagine some people travel lighter than me. I don't know if we're a society of misers compared to most societies, but I guess there probably are more generous societies out there. Societies with fewer homeless people and stuff. So.
Do you think it's deeper than that? Do you think it's not just about coins? Do you think we have trouble letting go as human beings?
Probably, yeah. It stands to reason that would be the case.
Well, you don't. You've let go of quite a lot of your stuff because you're not a hoarder. But for most people, what's the thing that you have that you shouldn't? Something you need to let go. What do you need to let go? You know what? Let's make it a real turning point in your life. Just let's get rid of something now that you own. Let's just flog it. Throw it away. What we got?
Quite like all of my stuff that I own. I trimmed most of the fat.
Yeah, but for the podcast, let's just do it.
There's a broken incense burner in the corner of my room.
Is that a metaphor?
Probably wouldn't fetch any money at all. It cost £5 new about 7 years ago.
Right.
So if anything, it's done a real decent stint.
Yeah, that's true. Is that? Would you say that was a metaphor for something?
No.
Okay.
Not really giving you a lot to work with there.
No. The first rule of improv is say no, I believe. Thomas Edison said there is no substitute for hard work. So is that one of the reasons for your lack of success, would you say?
It's hard to say, really. Edison's a bit of a wrong one, though, isn't he? Fucking Tesla invented loads of the shit that Edison gets credited for, and Tesla wanted to give free electricity to society, and Edison was like, nah, I can make a bit of money off of that.
Edison made the first public demonstration of his incandescent light bulb on December 31st, 1879 in Menlo Park. It was during this time that he said, "We will make electricity so cheap that only the rich will burn candles."
And I feel like he mistreated his workers and stuff and was just generally a bit of a wrong in other ways.
Edison once said, "Non-violence leads to the highest ethics, which is the goal of all evolution. Until we stop harming all other living beings, we are still savages."
So Edison probably, I don't think, really did much hard work and was probably the kind of person that profited off the work of the people beneath him. I imagine he inherited his wealth because back then, as much as there's probably a lack of social mobility in society now, in like the 1850s, whatever the fuck that was, you couldn't really own a sort of a weird. I don't even know what you would call Thomas Edison's line of business, an inventions company. Well, he's credited as being an inventor. Sort of, I haven't really met any professional inventors. Like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit is the only other sort of depiction of an inventor that I've ever seen. So, he's the only point of comparison I have for Thomas Edison.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I feel like there was some sort of point in here about my lack of success and
Do you
lack of
think?
hard work.
Well, no. Do you think that for you, Edison would be more legitimate if you had a dog as well?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Inventor's best friend.
Yes,
is the dog.
Yeah, exactly.
He did die of diabetes though.
Edison.
No, the dog. No, yeah, Edison did. Yeah, Edison did. Does that alter your critique at all? Would you say?
It ties into nah. He's
okay. So the
still the same.
Greatest American inventor. Bit of a wrong one. Fraud. You say? Let's not. We won't. I mean, let's just take that as a screen like that. It's not a check or anything. So on to the next question. Polar bears, yeah, cannot be seen by night vision equipment. Does that worry you?
Why can they not be? They're not invisible. They're just camouflaged.
Yeah, I think it's because it's white on white.
Maybe? But that's surely you could see them. Like they're not invisible. Like night vision equipment, I don't think is like.
Well, it's dark, isn't it, at night?
Isn't it just like it? I'm basing this mainly off like James Bond films and
Splinter Cell, yeah,
watching Archer. But yeah, like isn't it? aren't night vision goggles like don't they amplify the light coming in? So you need a very small amount of light to be able to see. So you can still see. So even if it's quite dark and they are quite similar to the snow behind them, they're still visible. They're not like they can only be picked up by the naked eye and not by a camera kind of thing.
Okay, so it says infrared cameras, okay, struggle to see the polar bear because the reflection of heat. It's because the fur maintains the same body temperature as the air around it. So a polar bear will be relatively invisible under an infrared camera.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. Fair play.
So, okay, now we've cleared that up. Does that make you? Are you fearful of that now? Now you know the truth.
I mean, I'd probably rather they could be. That would have been the more. What's the opposite of disconcerting? Like concerting answer. This is definitely more disconcerting of the two possible answers, but I would imagine that it will continue to be irrelevant to our life as it was before. Like I don't imagine. Now the polar bears will now be watching this podcast, going, "Aha! He's lax on his polar bear abilities. We can attack his."
The polar bear community is not a community that you really feel any love for.
No, I just don't feel any threat by because they live far away.
Right. Okay. So they live far away. You know, it's other people's problem, right?
I mean,
penguins, poor penguins.
Aren't polar bears at the North Pole and penguins at the South Pole?
So for you, what do polar bears? What do you think polar bears represent? If they did represent something,
they're kind of testimony to the fact that like life can grow anywhere. I don't know what the hell they eat and do. Like, what do they live off? They're like, it's not like a small life form. It's a small amount of food. They're like bigger than humans, and we
some of them
are consuming the planet with our desire for stuff, mainly food and water, and more than that, like infrastructure and shit. But so polar bears' list of demands is smaller, no infrastructure, it's just food and water. Yeah. But then, what do they eat? Well, they're massive and they're stacked.
What do polar bears eat? Okay. What do polar bears eat? Ringed seals. Okay, they eat seals. Yeah. And they eat bearded seals. Okay. They eat carcasses. You know, so bit of seafood.
Carcasses aren't, as in like carcasses are a species that they eat rather than
carcasses of like beluga whales, grey whales.
Okay.
bowhead
Miscellaneous
rather narwhals.
carcasses.
Walruses, yeah. They eat garbage, berries, seaweed, and more. Okay. Do you think they eat rodents, small rodents?
I think there are some small rodents that live in that bit of the world. Aren't there
There
like
are.
hares or some shit that live in the tundra?
Winter hares, aren't they? And they also eat more difficult prey.
So sort of the final item on an internet compiled list where they sort of want to go and the
Adult-
rest.
Yeah, adult walruses. No, but polar bears are the only species. Polar bears, did you know, are the only species that hunt humans. One of the only species to do that. You know that?
Yeah. Whoa.
And we can't see them at night.
Yeah.
So
they've made it personal now.
for me, if polar bears, went extinct, I think it's a big deal. I think we could just ship some brown bears over, plonk them there.
Counterfeit bears.
Well, from what I'm aware of, I believe that polar bears are just brown bears that just moved over there.
Now there must be some sort of, because the brown bears aren't immune to thermal tracking.
I don't know. Is that a claim that you're making? Is that you're just going?
Yeah, I reckon I reckon thermal imaging would be able to identify brown bear.
Okay. We'll just check on that.
Any bear luck?
We're going to have to say unconfirmed rumor.
The bears can't be. Well,
polar
bears definitely can't be tracked, but brown bears we don't know. But I reckon they can.
You reckon they can, and we're going to call that a fifth cheese fact. Do they not represent? So they represent to you what? They represent
a testimony that not human life, that life anywhere on planet Earth can.
Right.
But they're probably not even the most extreme example of that. It's just a weird thing that is bear cold and then they're massive and prosperous.
Just something you can think of to say, right? For me, they represent. It's very similar to you, actually. I think they represent the indispensable. Do you know what I mean? The necessity, the bare
of life.
The bare necessity.
Nice. I feel like somebody else may have already beaten you to that pun.
Yeah, but I've not heard it. And we end, as always, with the last question, as is traditional. And that is, what was the fifth cheese of my 5-cheese pizza? I had a 5-cheese pizza. I remember all 4 cheeses, but not the fifth. What was it and why?
Ooh, I don't know. Mozzarella and cheddar are probably the first 2 pizza cheeses.
Okay. Not asking. We're asking about them, but
no.
Good.
I don't know.
Good to know.
It's not going to be Red Leicester. It's not going to be Brie. It's probably not going to be goat's cheese because you wouldn't have that in addition to other cheese on a pizza.
Well, a bit of feta would be well, wouldn't it?
I don't think it's going to be feta. Bavarian cheese.
That's a great show. Actually, that is a lovely cheese on a pizza. If you like smoked, yeah. If you put that on a pizza,
they do it at the deli counter. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it turns to a liquid on a pizza. It's very, very tasty. You don't want to spread it wide though, because it is very kind of rich. So I'd spread it out if you are going to apply it to a pizza. But sadly not. That's not the fifth cheese, I'm afraid.
So I guess again.
No, you only get one. You only get one guess.
Okay, well in that case I've guessed wrong, and
you got failure.
That is irrefutable at this point. Although I do kind of want a Bavarian cheese pizza now because
I mean, yeah.
Wonder if anywhere in town does them.
You could you buy a base. You buy a base and buy some cheese. Just chop it on.
I could make it, but it's long in it, and probably, I might do it at some point. At some point, you've put it in my sort of mental list of things to do in the time off that we are sort of permitted from comedy at the minute. I might try and make up a variant cheese pizza. How have you been spending your time off?
How have I been spending my time off?
Yeah.
I've done some funny videos. Not this one, obviously, but I've done some others.
No, I was going to say this is going to be a dry slog for anyone who's watching still at this point. Like, I don't know if anyone is watching at this point now, because this is I don't know. This is presumably, I would like to think, something you would not cut this, because this is actually, this acknowledgement of the dryness of the chat has probably been one of the less dry regions.
Yeah,
so,
it's like eating crackers, nothing but crackers.
Yeah. Because now, if anyone is still watching out of, I don't know, some sort of strange misplaced loyalty that would better apply to other aspects of their lives, I feel like I should sort of say some kind of fourth wall break, some sort of time travel fourth wall break, because they'll be watching it in the future because you edit it doesn't go out live. And I'll be like, and they'll be sort of watching this for sort of like a vicarious thrill of what life was like before the second wave hit. They're probably watching it, from the
I mean, before the second wave hit, we wore burgundy tops, didn't we? We wore burgundy tops.
Before the second wave made that impossible.
I've been keeping busy. It's do you enjoy your work? Do you enjoy your work?
I do enjoy my work.
Yeah. For me, I enjoy my work. This podcast doesn't feel like work. Do you know what I mean? If it doesn't feel like work, it's not a job. And it also doesn't feel like work because I don't get any money from it. But I'm enjoying it. So thank you, Sachin Kumarendran, for being on the Fifth Cheese. Anything to plug before we what?
Thank you for having me on.
Sure. Yeah. Anything to plug before we let you go?
No. I think I'll have a complete impasse of any sort of public-facing project. Just when this eventually ends, come and see my gigs, because I'm a lot funnier than this recording would have you believe.